We're back here on CBS Sports HQ, where the quest begins tomorrow for the Oklahoma City Thunder to go back-to-back. And it's looking like a real possibility because after becoming the second youngest championship team in NBA history, the Thunder signed league MVP SGA, All-NBA players Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren to long-term contract extensions. And it all begins tomorrow night as OKC hosts Houston. They enter that game as a 7.5-point favorite. 7:30 Eastern time tip-off in that one, followed by the Warriors and Lakers at 10 p.m. Eastern time. For much more on what to expect this NBA season, let's go ahead and bring in our own Avery Johnson. Avery, it's been a minute. It's so great to see you. We're going to go ahead and roll through some of your top 5 predictions for this NBA season, and we are starting off pretty strong here. A piping hot take. The Mavericks will upset the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Explain yourself.
When you look at the Mavericks, I believe this is the only team in the West, when healthy, that can dethrone the Oklahoma City Thunder. The versatility, you're adding Cooper Flag into the lineup. D'Angelo Russell was a nice addition. But that front line, when you're talking about Derek Lively, the P.J. Washingtons, the Anthony Davis, the length, the versatility, Klay Thompson knocking down shots, Cooper Flag starting at point guard to start the season, Brandon Williams, another piece coming off the bench. I believe, and then you're going to get Kyrie Irving back at some point. Man, Daniel Gafford, this team is deep. They're big. They'll be able to shoot the ball, knock down shots. Anthony Davis can start at 4, which he really loves, playing the 4 position. Alongside that, you can play him at some stretch 5. Jason Kidd has a really deep team and a roster that can survive not only the regular season, but also in a playoff when you're playing a 7-game series and you're locked in on one team. And this Cooper Flag, man, he's special. This kid for 18 years old, he can do it all, and he is a two-way player. He plays on both ends of the floor at a high level.
That was quite the lineup. You're preaching there. And listen, you're making it make sense. So we'll see if it comes to fruition. Let's get to the Clippers here. Of course, we know they added some depth this season. Bradley Beal, Brook Lopez, John Collins, Chris Paul. They also return their core, of course, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. But you actually don't believe that that's going to be enough, as your next prediction is that the Clippers will actually miss the playoffs. Why?
Yeah, the Clippers, I think they have too many distractions. We don't know how long those distractions off the court is going to linger. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But again, they're getting most of these guys when they're not in their prime. I think they're going to struggle to potentially shoot the basketball. And then you have some of these up and coming teams, like the Spurs, the Pelicans. You have some other teams that are coming. We don't know if Kawhi Leonard, if he's going to play at a high level. How many games is he going to play this year? He's had the history of injuries, but I just don't have enough belief in the Clippers right now that they're going to be a team that's going to make it to the playoffs this year for reasons on and off the court.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You mentioned the Pelicans. This is a team that you do have making the playoffs. It's hard to argue that the Pelicans aren't a deep team, but what gives you the confidence that their big names can stay healthy?
Well, Zion Williamson, I just think the key for him is he's looking, as good as he's looked in probably 7 years. The kid really went and worked on his body this summer. He looks fantastic. They look, even though they were playing in Australia, when you look at their team, Herb Jones, who I coached at Alabama, is one of the best defenders. They can really shoot the basketball. I think they added some veteran help, especially on the front line. So I really think Zion Williamson is going to play at a very high level this year. And I believe if he can play, I know this is asking a lot, if he can play in 70 games, that's going to lead the Pelicans to having a chance to not just make it in the play-in. Look for the Pelicans potentially to be a top 6 team in the NBA.
Yeah, that would be huge because he hasn't thus far in his career. Rolling through Avery Johnson's top predictions this NBA season. Next up, tell us why the time is coming for this young Magic squad to take that next step and be an East contender.
Yeah, you look at the Magic, they continue to get better and better and better. And it starts with their coach, Jamal Mosley. I think he's done a phenomenal job of really coaching this young team, another team that's very, very deep. And a team that can play fast, that can play slow. But I like the key free agent additions to this team in the off season. Obviously, Banchero is playing at a high level. You know, Jalen Suggs. When you look at the games that he missed last year, you know, I believe he's going to be a lot healthier. Greg Anthony III, they moved him on to Milwaukee, so that's going to open up some more minutes at the point guard position. But when you look at Desmond Bane, the addition of Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies, I think that's going to be a big key. His experience, playoff experience, his size, and the way he can knock down three-point shots, not just at the three-point line, but 2 or 3 steps behind the three-point line to open up more things for Paolo Banchero. So I really like this team. It starts with the coach, and I think they're gonna be a top 4 team seed in the Eastern Conference this year.
All right, let's go ahead and end here with your prediction for MVP this season.
Yeah, with all due respect to Luka Doncic and all of the great players in the NBA, this is the year of Victor Wembanyama. And he's going to catapult his team into a playoffs, and he's going to do it in such a way where he's going to be the defensive player of the year, and he's also going to be the MVP of the NBA this year. A little double dose for the young fella who's now 7'5", not just 7'3". He's 7. He grew in the offseason, so he's going to use that wingspan to be dominant on both ends of the floor. I really like this roster. You know, Dylan Harper was added to this roster, another solid ball handler, being able to move the ball around. Castle, we know, reigning MVP. De'Aaron Fox, who's obviously a little hobbled right now. So I think this team is going to give Miss Johnson what he needs. But at the end of the day, Victor Wembanyama will win the NBA MVP this year.
I think I might take that plus 1,200. You're selling me on that, Avery Johnson. It's so great to see you. The fun is just beginning. So thank you, my friend, joining us here live on CBS Sports HQ. As it all begins tomorrow, the OKC Thunder and their quest to go back-to-back. Right now, the best odds, according to odds makers, to win the NBA Finals this upcoming season at plus 200.